They left the dog in the lion's cage. What happened next shocked everyone. As is well known, dogs and felines are rivals. No wonder visitors to a zoo in America were shocked to see a dog in a lion cage. The story of the little dog and the lion begins with his escape from his master. When the nurse saw the dog, he immediately ran after him. He was joined by several trapping volunteers. But the dog made it his mission to win, so he ran straight into the lion's cage. Everyone gasped as they realized how dangerous a place the dog had hidden himself. The lion, seeing the intruder in his territory, immediately went after him. Hearts stopped for everyone watching. The lion, named Bone Digger, is no longer a playful cub. It weighs 226 kg. It can skin its prey in seconds. When zoo visitors saw how close Bone Digger was to the dog, they didn't think about the consequences. It was a terrifying sight. Some onlookers covered their eyes to avoid seeing the worst. Lions are the second largest creature, after tigers, from the family of felines. Females go hunting. Males usually weigh more than 200 kg. They live in groups to have a better chance of catching prey. Males are in the role of bodyguards and do everything to protect the pack. Lions stalk their prey and attack as soon as they get close to it. Preys press the neck with their chin in an attempt to crush or strangle it. Bone Digger is exactly the kind of wild animal whose animal instinct cannot be suppressed. He was following an innocent dog inside his territory. When an uninvited guest enters the lion's cage, it's only a matter of time before the lion attacks. Bone Digger gradually crept up to the dog. When he was only a few centimeters away from him, something struck the visitors. The dog named Milo was an 8-year-old Dachshund. He knew the zoo environment well and liked to play with the young visitors. Unlike Bone Digger, Milo had no hunting instinct. He weighed many times less and was not as mobile and agile as his opponent. Obviously, he would lose the fight. These factors fueled growing tension and fear in the onlookers. Milo was easy prey for Bone Digger. The lion was aware of this. Bone Digger may be a huge animal, but his life has not been easy. He was born with metabolic bone disease and was limited in movement. Metabolic disorders of bones, such as their traumatic damage, are not uncommon. It is one of the most painful long-term diseases. That's why Benediger moved slower than the other lions. However, this does not mean that his animal instinct has been somehow suppressed. His meeting with Milo was a very dangerous game. His slow movements did not add to the peace of mind of the visitors. Lev had an extraordinary relationship with his handler, John Rink. During his daring bungee jump, complications occurred and he lost both legs. His name probably doesn't mean anything to you. You will be surprised when we tell you why he became famous. John Reinke was one of the main characters in the Netflix biographical series Tiger King. It was an insight into the interesting life of zoo owner Joe Exotic. It also talks about the world of wild animal breeders and Joe Exotic's feud with Big Cat Rescue and Carolee Baskin. Reinke also worked at that zoo and watched the show with great interest. He had a lot to say about his former boss. John Reinke liked to work for Joe Exotica. Unfortunately, it did not last forever. Joe began to fool after the death of his wife. Within a few months, he began to implement his plans to destroy his opponents. You wouldn't believe how dark his plans were. Joe Exotic loved chaos. Worst of all, he began abusing his employees. John Reinke experienced several traumatic events at the zoo. One of his colleagues lost his hand after being bitten by a lion. Joe's wife was killed by accident when she accidentally pulled the trigger on the gun she was holding. You won't believe what Joe has planned. Joe wanted to hire an assassin to kill his archenemy. Fortunately, his plans did not escape the police. Joe was arrested and convicted. He got 22 years without parole. John cut off all contact with him. However, he knew it wouldn't be the last time he came into contact with Joe. John Reinke lost his legs in 1994 while bungee jumping. Near its impact was a trapdoor that had a faulty mechanism. Due to an unfortunate fate, they were the cause of John's crushed legs. Since then, he has dedicated his life to lions, but also to dogs. Milo is still in the lion cage, watching the lion that is so close to him. When John lost his legs, he struggled to find a new job. He eventually stayed true to the zoo and became part of the GW Zoo. It was at this zoo that John met Bone Digger the lion. But then the terrible thing happened. John cared not only for the lions, but also for the dogs in the park. Reinke likes to say that it was the dogs that took care of him. Milo was one of those John took care of. He sensed John's difficult times, so he was still close to him. There was an indescribable bond between them. It was an incredible shock for John to see Milo in the lion's cage. Although everyone expected the worst, the animals were very friendly towards each other. Their story does not begin in this cage. Milo and Bone Digger met years ago. They formed a certain bond that has not lost its strength even after years of meeting in the lion's territory. They played together, ate meat together, and enjoyed their time together. Bone Digger liked to be fed directly by John. When John lost his legs, he realized how strong his bond was with raising animals. He was able to form a special bond with wild animals. The zoo became practically his home. His family helps him in breeding every day. Likewise, his dogs are no longer uncommon in lion cages. At the end of it, we hope you enjoyed today's story. What do you think of this incredible bond between a dog and a lion? Let us know in the comments section. I personally think he is adorable. Don't forget to subscribe for daily new heartwarming stories and discoveries. Thanks for watching and see you soon.